to the Super 16, presented by New Amsterdam Vodka. We bring in our friend Dan Rosen from NHL.com to give us his top 16 teams in the league. We know how this works, Dan. We're going to put up the 9 through 16 first, then 1 through 8. So let's show 9 through 16. And I want you, when you look at this list, pick out 2 teams that jump out for you that you want to talk about the most.
Well, I hope I got it right this week, EJ,
well,
so that's number one.
Usually in doubt, but go ahead.
Yeah. Let's talk about the Rangers. You guys were just talking about them. They had a 4-game win streak, and it was against the Devils, but they took care of business, and it was a 6-game point streak. It ended last night, losing 6-1 to the Islanders, but most importantly, and you guys were touching on it, Jacob Trouba's injury is a brutal injury for this team. He's a leader on the back end. We know that. He eats a lot of minutes. He plays tough minutes. He plays with a rookie in Keandre Miller, who's played well. And now they're going to insert either Libor Hayek, who has been okay, not great, scratched the last 2 games, or Zach Jones, who's never played an NHL game. Might have great potential, but he's not what Jacob Trouba is now. So this is a big issue. It's why I think some Ranger fans believe or think last night, even though they lost and they're only out 6 points, that they were eliminated last night. It's kind of that feeling. But they do have the Flyers and the Sabres in their next 4 games. So they can win 4 in a row like they did against the Devils and be right back in it, or at least stay in it before they close with Washington, the Islanders, and Boston. So tough injury for them, tough loss. We'll see how they respond. The other team I wanted to talk about was the Dallas Stars, and I have them at number 13. And look, Dallas, 4 wins in a row, 6-0-2 in their past 8. They're outscored the opposition 17-6 in the last 4 and 30-13 in their last 8 games. Hintz, Robertson, Pavelski, and Ben all have been playing great. They got a lot of games in hand. There'll be 3 on the Predators after Nashville plays tonight. So Dallas is coming, EJ. And you know what? People always talk about, you guys were talking about it before, that division, right? So that 2-3 matchup, whoever it is, from Florida, Carolina, and Tampa Bay, whoever that is, it's going to be a brutal matchup. It's really no reward to finish 1 if Dallas is going to be the team you face coming in the way they're coming in right now.
Rob, just really quick about the Dallas Stars, Dan. Jason Robertson, he has been a factor for them. Do you think he can make the whole jump and get to the top of that Calder Trophy list by the end of the season? Because obviously Kirill has been terrific for the Minnesota Wild.
Well, I see the thing with Kirill Kaprizov with the Wild is, to me, he's not just a Calder guy. Like, you could toss him into the Hart Trophy talk because of what he has done for the Minnesota Wild and how important he has been for that team. I don't think he's a top 5 or a top 10 guy, EJ. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying he should be the runaway guy for the Calder for everything he's done. And he might, if I'm mentioning the Hart at all with him, that shows me he's running away with the Calder. But Robertson's been very good. Look, I mean, he's got 11 points in the last 8 games, 6 goals. He's been really good for the Stars. They need it. They needed that infusion, and they've gotten it.
Yeah. All right. Well, we'll save this argument for another day, but Robertson has had the most points among rookies going back to
February 4th.
Thank you.
It's only 2 points back at Kirill. Played 4 fewer games.
There you go.
Just saying.
Right. Yeah, Jackie.
Yeah.
I'm all over it.
Got Jackie revved up now. All right,
Ask me what I'm talking about on Friday.
Here's your pipe down, Rosen. Here's your type 8 right here. You had your chance to speak. Here's your top 8. You got the Golden Knights, number 1. Now, are you going to get a letter from the Lightning? You have the Lightning at 5th. Now, are they going to send you a letter revoking your status as, like, the chief pom-pom waiver in Tampa?
They might want my punch card bag, my card to get into the building back. You know, I don't know. They're 5th. That's where, hey, look, I almost had them lower. I just couldn't put them below the Penguins. And I look, the reason I have the Penguins there at 6, they're 11-3-2 in their last 16. Forget about what happened last night, right? That like you said, I mean, they fell asleep, and the Devils were able to come back. They're 11-3-2 in their last 16 games. Crosby's got 23 points in those 16 games. He's got points in 13 of the 16. I thought about doing it. I thought about moving them ahead of Tampa, but I kept Tampa there simply because the body of work and Andrei Vasilevsky, he's better than anybody that Pittsburgh is going to throw out there. But a thing with Pittsburgh that I wanted to point out, they're 12-5-1 against the other 3 teams that are at the top 4 in that East Division. That's the best record among those teams. So, like, the Capitals are 8-7-3 against the other 3. The Bruins are 9-9-2. The Islanders are 9-9-2 against the others, and the Bruins are 10-6-4. Pittsburgh has played the best among the best in the East. And what do they say, right? You know, to be the best, you got to beat the best. Right?
All right. What about the Canes? Because they had a
Bret
nice
Hart?
win last
Is that
night.
Bret Hart reference?
Yeah, you like that,
Hey,
right?
I do. I know my WWE. Sorry, H.
That's okay.
I got excited.
Listen, as long as it's not Dan Rosen talking, I'm usually happy. But give us your thoughts on the Canes. I'm wearing my red tie today for the Canes' victory last night. So give me your thoughts.
Look, 3-0-1, obviously in the last 4 with 6 goals against. This is a really good team. I mean, we know they're a really good team, but here's the question I have now is, has Alex Nedeljkovic played his way into being the goalie for them when Game 1 rolls around, no matter who it is? He's got a personal 3-game winning streak where he's allowed 2 goals on 79 shots, Nedeljkovic. And I do wonder, I mean, that's a difficult decision, an interesting decision for Rod Brind'Amour, and he's going to have time here as the season winds down to try to figure it out. But Nedeljkovic has played his way into that conversation, but this is a really good team. They continue to win. Their defense is as good, if not better, than every team in the National Hockey League. They get scoring up and down their lineup, and they battle in front of the net, like you guys were pointing out before with Jordan Stahl's battle and the way he can score. They are so good. And by the way, EJ, at Vegas #1 this week, knocking Colorado down to #2, and the only reason, I mean, it's not Colorado's fault. They're not playing. Vegas has won 7 in a row.
Yes, they have. They've been playing very, very well. How about the Bruins? Because we've talked a lot about them since the trade deadline, and I think you had them at 7. They've been impressive with the way things have kind of fit in there. I think they could make a climb up that list and all the lists.
Yeah, they're climbing now. I mean, they've won 5 in a row, and they've allowed 6 goals in those 5 games. That's since they gave up 8 against Washington. They lost that game. Remember, they lost that game 8-1 against Washington, and since then, they've really tightened it down. They've found the chemistry. They got their lines going. Tuukka Rask is back in net. You guys were talking about it before, that the health is so important for them. They need Brandon Carlo. To me, if they're going to do any damage, they need Brandon Carlo back in the lineup, and they need the D to play even better than we think that D can play right now, because they don't have Krug, they don't have Chara, so they're missing a lot of that experience and size and the puck moving in from Krug on the back end that we're so used to seeing for Boston in the playoffs. Somebody's going to have to pick that up. McAvoy's had a really good season. He's back healthy now. They need Carlo back healthy for that size factor, but they've played really well. And I think we all had an indication that Taylor Hall was going to fit in well here, and he has fit in well.
Yeah, no question about that. We'll see if they can keep it rolling as the battle for the top 4 spots in the East continues to roll on. Dan, thanks for your time, buddy. We appreciate it. Good job today.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it. It makes my week.
Oh, look, it ended pleasant. That's always nice. Okay, the last Sharks game was all about Patrick Marleau. He's now played in more NHL games than anyone ever. But what's next for his San Jose Sharks? That's what we're talking about. Plus, a special guest coming up. We were just talking about the red-hot Bruins, Charlie McAvoy. Maybe he can tell us what's brewing in Beantown. He joins the show next.
Super 16 is presented by New Amsterdam Vodka, the official vodka of the NHL.